coming up.
Hard at work for over 75 years, Dram watering tools have been the professional's choice for quality and durability. Now you can create the softest shower of rain with a Dram rain wand in your garden. Choose from 9 water patterns for a variety of uses with the revolver spray gun. And use a color storm sprinkler for a lush playground. Quality you can depend on for a lifetime. Dram, the professional's choice for lawn and garden. Available at a fine garden center near you. Visit us online at dram.com.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings another cool day, favoring sunshine with a high of 65, followed by a chilly night tonight with a mainly clear sky and a low of 41. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, looks to feature plenty of sunshine, less cool conditions with a high of 60, but clouds return for Tuesday, even a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get green. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Well, he just finished his fish and chips and put down his pint, and the plane landed, and now here he is through the magic of radio. It's Doug Oster, DougOster.com, the Organic Gardener. We'd love to hear from you, all of your gardening questions, even though the winter weather is still with us. I mean, it was freezing this morning. Give us a call, 866-391-1020. 10th caller right now at 922-1020, 412-922-1020. Was a $25 gift certificate to the Sorgel family out in Wexford. You're headed to Hahn later today, PTL tomorrow. So this show, and of course, Davy Tree, Talking Tree, vacation's over, but how was it?
It was absolutely wonderful. Flew in last night. We didn't get in till about 7:40. But if you've ever thought about going to see Europe, a direct flight to London is, oh my gosh.
British Airways.
Yes, so easy compared to having to connect in New York somewhere or Philly or someplace. Just made it so great. And if you could swing it, take a look at that flight. You could use London as your starting off point to use trains to go all over Europe if you want. You could find a place like a bed and breakfast or something. Just rent a house as your base of operations. And, it just makes all the difference in the world to have that nonstop flight. And we just had the most wonderful time. It was gardens, Rob. One day I had 17,000 steps, which is 8 miles. Yeah. And Chelsea Flower Show, even though this is my 4th time seeing it, it's always different. It's always the creative imagination that these people have to create these things, is these designs and gardens and exhibits. It's just absolutely wonderful. I'll go back in a few years, put it on your notes if you're a gardener that you would go on this trip, because all the gardeners that went with me, we had just a wonderful group. We just had so much fun just being in the garden. Everybody looking at the garden at their own pace. Some of us walking out, way out into the woodlands. Some of us staying close to the center of the garden. It was amazing. And then one story I have to tell, I'm obsessed with this artist. Her name is Marianne North. She's from the Victorian era, and she's from London, and she's spent years on her own in the 1800s traveling and painting in the jungles in the USA, in Australia, all over. And she has this gallery in Kew Gardens. Kew Gardens is this huge, amazing garden, and she actually funded this gallery of 800 of her works. So, again, I'm obsessed. I speak about her all the time. Do talks about her because I have 2 of her diaries that I use her words to connect the paintings that I show. And so this time I was able to bring my travelers to that gallery and show them what it was. It's 800 beautiful oil paintings just stacked right next to each other. Well, anyway, I came back later, and I ran into a volunteer who I saw 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And he didn't remember me. We had a 20-minute conversation 5 years ago, but I remembered him. He gave me a couple hints about the paintings and what they were. And so I saw him, and I started talking to him. And I said, you don't remember, we talked. You told me about this is the self-portrait, this story about this painting. And he was so excited. And I said, have you ever read the 2 diaries? He goes, no. He goes, my whole life revolves around this gallery. He's only there 2 days a week. And somehow we connected again this second time that we saw each other. Gave me a few more stories, but then he said, do you have any of those things, those entries from her diary? I said, yeah, I got them right here on my phone. And so I started reading them to him with the paintings in front of us. And he was just so touched by it. And then he told me that he's moving. He's moving to northern London. He's retiring from his regular job, moving to northern London, and won't be doing the job at the gallery anymore. And he was just telling me how much he's going to miss working there. And it was just a wonderful experience to see that gallery. I should have had this ready, but I want to read this little thing. Marianne North. Oh, darn, that's the ones I just got from him. So she was 26 years old when she first visited this garden in 1856, and they give her this rare plant. She falls in love with it. Her father dies a few years later, and I just want to read her first entry, what she's going to do when she goes around the world painting. And so this is Marianne North in her diary. My restless mood starts, and the core of the tropics must be painted. I pack up my things and I sail. I don't know what lies ahead. Our people are woefully ignorant of our natural history. Ever since my father died, the master of my life is now to learn from the lovely world. It's my duty to paint the exotic plants and places that remain a mystery. I am an intrepid explorer. In spite of petticoats and crinolines, I'll explore the world. I've fallen into a state of ecstasy, not knowing what to paint first. The flowers I find won't sit stranded in a white canvas. I'll show the rich tapestries of life and color they belong to. The world is my canvas, and I will not stop. And so, yeah, when you fall in love with something like that, like this artist, and you become obsessed with it, like me, I'm obsessed with a lot of things. I'm obsessed with this artist. I'm going to put together a talk. I'm going to do it online so that everybody can see it and show these paintings and match up her words with the paintings, because there's all these stories about these things that she painted. Like this family had a little monkey, and she painted the monkey. Well, then and when I found it in the diary, she's talking about what a pain this monkey was, running around the house and throwing things at everybody, and it's just cool stuff.
How did she end up her life? I mean, what's the end result? Married, kids, or?
No marriage, no kids, dedicated to art. Did those 800 paintings over several years.
How long did she live?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've got it here, but, into her 50s, 60s. And since she had this connection with that garden, she was wealthy. She funded this gallery, and the way the paintings are presented, they're just stacked next to each other, which was a way they used to do it. But by the time the gallery was built, that style was out of style. They didn't present paintings that way. And I was just so excited that the people that were traveling with me came, and I can't explain what it looks like, because obviously when they walked in the door, they were all just like, oh, you can't explain what it is. But I'll be doing a whole presentation about her. We'll do it online. I'll do it so anybody can get on there. And meeting that volunteer, probably for the last time. After I met him, I gave him my card. That night in my hotel room, he had sent me an email, and then I sent him links to both those diaries so that he could read the diaries, because he had all sorts of new stories about the paintings that people come in there and they say, like in one of the paintings, that they were just like, hey, this is from the James Bond movie Octopussy. She painted this way back then. Now it is some kind of fancy hotel or something. So there's all these little things about the painting. So we had a great time and saw so many beautiful gardens. Inspiring to see these beautiful gardens. And then this morning I looked at my garden. Everything was in place. I walked out there, the deer went running out there, and I was like, oh no, but they didn't touch anything. I sprayed everything with this stuff called Bob-X before I left to be sure that the deer and the rabbits didn't get anything while I was gone. Oh, I'm so relieved. And everything in the greenhouse looks good. My tomatoes look good. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this cool weather when we come back. And please give us a call. Let's talk gardening.
All right, 866-391-1020. Doug Oster, DougOster.com. We'll be back.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you better. O'Neill Cruz got a triple in the go-ahead run. Mitch Keller struck out 7. Bucks beat the Brewers 2-1. 2 teams again today. PNC Park 135 first pitch, 93-7 the Fan. Florida took a commanding 3-0 lead in their playoff series against Carolina with a 6-2 win last night. And Minnesota woke up offensively, scored 143-101 for OKC. OKC leads the series 2-1. Charles Schwab challenged Ben Griffin and Matthias Schmidt. 13 under are your leaders. Riverhounds beat Rhode Island 1-0, and it was William Byron winning yesterday in NASCAR in North Carolina. And later today, they raced for the checkered flag at the Brickyard, the Indianapolis 500. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Spring planting is in full swing. Hi, it's Randy Sorgel from Sorgels in Wexford. When making your choice for quality plants, friendly service, and family reputation, we hope you choose Sorgels. Remember, not only do you get all of that at Sorgels, we have the farm animals, the bakery, the deli, ice cream, the gift shop, home accents, baby apparel, Naturally Sorgels gluten-free store, as well as Arsenal cider, and of course, there's Tiny Town. But if you are not able to get to Sorgels, please pick a family-owned garden center close to you, like the other advertisers in this show. Families care about you and need your support, and they don't sell washing machines. So please, thanks for your support to all of us and the other hardworking families in the gardening industry. Sorgels, 724-935-2090.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Beds are us when dreams don't get in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams don't get in. Beds are us.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Doug is here, and he's got some more info, and then we're going to go to Suzanne, who's in the South Hills. And if you want to get a question in for Doug, now's the time. 866-391-1020. Doug.
Yes, hitting the ground running after coming back from London. Tomorrow morning, I will be on Pittsburgh Today Live doing a comprehensive segment called How to Beat the Blight on Your Tomatoes. I've got 5 easy steps to grow disease-free tomatoes. As Rob said, I'll be going to Hahn today to buy all the stuff I need to use it on the TV tomorrow. And season 4 of In Doug's Garden by Davey Tree is available to look at. I got a couple good episodes there on my YouTube channel. In this week, I'm visiting one of Pittsburgh's hidden gems, a garden you might not know about. It's called Choderwood. It's right on the Allegheny River. And you can visit this amazing private garden. You learn how there. I'm also planting lilies in the episode with the help from our friends from flowerbulbs.com. And Rob Kruljack, who we'll talk to in just a few minutes from the Davey Tree Expert Company, tells us what to expect when an arborist visits. We filmed by my favorite tree in the landscape. It's called a dawn redwood. You can watch all that right now at DougOster.com. And next week, while I was in London, I made a film of a garden a little south of London called Sissinghurst. So we'll be featuring that. Also, hey, for the videos I'm doing for In Doug's Garden, runs every Saturday morning on KDKA TV's streaming platform. I'm looking for interesting gardens. So connect with me at DougOster.com. And one more thing before we get to the phones. Next Sunday, 1 o'clock at Sorgel's, it's the big day. It's our plant swap and garden get-together. I have free Limbaugh Legacy potato top tomato plants while they last. Next week, 1 o'clock. It's also, we do a plant swap. You don't have to have plants to come. Be there before 1 o'clock. We're going to start right at 1 o'clock, and it's going to be over in 20 minutes. And we have so much fun. 23rd annual time we've done this. And at Sorgel's, stay there afterwards and find some of the most unique and wonderful peppers you'll ever see. I'm going to do my pepper shopping next Sunday. All right, Rob, let's get to the phones.
All right, anybody else wants to jump in here? Now's the time. 866-391-1020. Suzanne, South Hills, good morning. You're on KDKA.
Good morning. I have a question, Doug. I had a trumpet vine for maybe 15, 20 years, and it has grown. It was on the edge of a patch of ground cover, pachysandra, like a vinca type thing. I cut down the trumpet vine, and I keep getting it growing up. Yeah. Is there any way I can get rid of that? Besides, I chop it down. I cut them down, but they keep.
I know. The only thing you can do is continual cutting of those sprouts that come up, and they're probably still going to be coming up in the year 2094.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is one of the most impossible plants. But while you're here, battle it. Get out there, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to exhaust the roots. Exhausting the roots is by removing the tops. But it's just going to be a long battle because all those roots down there have established themselves. It looks like such a beautiful plant, and it's just like, oh my gosh, look, and that brings in the hummingbirds. But once that thing gets established, first off, if it goes up into fences or anything like that, it'll just tear fences down. There's no way to get rid of it. Continual top cutting is the best thing for you to do. I wish I had better news for you, because even if you tried to put some kind of organic herbicide on there, you're going to kill everything else around it, and it's still not going to do it. It's still not going to kill that trumpet vine. Now, is that trumpet vine anywhere near the house or anything like that, or is it out on its own?
Well, let's say it's 15 yards from the house.
Yeah, I wouldn't let it keep going, though. That's too close to the house for me. Whenever you see the sprouts, just have it on your weekly trimming calendar where you're going to take a string trimmer and anytime you see any growth, just continue to cut it down. And I hope when you call me next year that you'll say to me, Doug, it's not sprouting. You did it. So I hope that's how it works for you. Best of luck.
Thanks for the help.
Best of luck with that plant.
And Suzanne, you don't have to wait till next year. You can always call me.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
Have a great day. All right, here's Mary Munhall. Sweet potato on her mind. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Every summer I try to start a sweet potato plant from a sweet potato, but I have no good luck. Do you know anything about it?
Here's the way to do sweet potatoes, okay, Mary? Go to your local nursery and find these already sprouted, what we call slips. It's not easy to start from a sweet potato from the store, and many times those sweet potatoes from the store are going to be the type that it takes too long to get a sweet potato. We're moving right now into the period where, and there's no hurry, where we would plant our sweet potatoes. It's getting warm enough where we can put something like that in. Sweet potatoes just love it hot. And it's been an awful cool, wet spring. And so go to that local good nursery that's near your house.
Okay.
Tell them you want to grow sweet potatoes. They'll have a little flat of 4, 6, 8, how many ever plants you need. Plant those. Now, when you plant those, they're heavy feeders. And so maybe get a bag of compost while you're there, too. Shouldn't be very expensive, $10 to $15 tops. Dig that compost into the soil. Put your sweet potato slip in there. It'll be sprouting already. Give it a little bit of mulch. Make sure it doesn't dry out. And by September, you'll be picking these big, beautiful sweet potatoes. And there's nothing like the sweet potato out of the garden. It's a different animal than that. And you're going to have just such better luck by getting that one that's already started at the nursery. We also know that it's certified disease free. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't know that from a potato that we're trying to start from the store. So that's going to be the best way to do it. And good luck. And again, give us a call at the end of the season. If I'm not here, just talk to Rob. Tell him about your sweet potatoes and how much you love them, and they're good baked, and how you like to use them.
You could tell me how much you love me, too, because I am so lonely.
Oh, we love you, Rob. Come on, everybody loves you.
866-391-1020. Mary, great call. On the other side, tell them what we're doing.
Well, we're going to be talking to Rob Kruljack from the Davy Tree Expert Company, and a really fun segment today. We're going to talk about how to identify trees, but also how to get kids to learn about trees. And since Rob's family are tree dwellers, he's probably been learning about what a white oak and a red oak is before he could
try to dig yourself out of that one. All right, short break. We'll come back. Doug and Rob Kruljack, Davy Tree Talking Trees next. Well, folks, the temperature is rising, and the Summer Weiner Wellness Weekend, June 13th and 14th, is fast approaching. There will be expert health and wellness workshops from 9 until 2 on Friday, June 13th, and Saturday, June 14th. A delicious, healthy lunch will be provided from 11 to 2, and, of course, lots of samples, healthy treats, and deep discounts on your favorite supplements. All this in person only, June 13th and 14th, at the World of Wellness, 2419 Baldwick Road, Pittsburgh. That's 2419 Baldwick Road, Pittsburgh. Hey, your Pratt Pack with some great news. Homegrown strawberries, first of the season, have arrived. Janoski's homegrown strawberries by the quart in the Farm Market, Route 30 in Clinton. Larger quantities to come later in the season. And if you're wondering if we're going to have pick your own strawberries again, I will let you know, as will their social media posts. So remember, strawberries now available by the quart in the Farm Market. Farm Market expansion. All roads lead to the farm. Janoski's, Route 30 in Clinton.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
today. Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 45 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A man is in custody after police say he caused an hours-long standoff after allegedly shooting his 80-year-old mother. State police say 59-year-old David Rebar Jr. shot his mother in the arm after an argument around 10:30 Saturday morning in Unity Township, Westmoreland County. The mother was able to get help at a neighbor's residence. Meanwhile, police say Rebar then barricaded himself inside of a home on Center Drive for 7 hours before finally surrendering around 5 p.m. Rebar is in the Westmoreland County Jail facing charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. That mother was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Police are investigating after a 30-year-old man was found shot in Aliquippa. This happened Friday evening at the Valley Terrace apartment building on Superior Avenue. He was found shot in the leg. He was transported to the hospital, is expected to survive. No word on any suspect descriptions other than the suspect allegedly ran from the scene. Well, the nation is marking 5 years since the police killing of George Floyd. Here's CBS News correspondent Allison Keyes.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. A white former police officer knelt on the black man's neck for nearly 9.5 minutes while he and the watching crowd begged the officer to let him up. The murder sparked global condemnation and protest over police misconduct and civil rights. There are several events remembering Floyd this weekend, and activists say more police reform is needed. Wednesday, the Trump administration said it is dropping federal settlement agreements with the cities of Minneapolis and also with Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor was killed by police in 2020. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Pennsylvania is finally issuing those new Let Freedom Ring license plates. The new plates commemorate America's 250th anniversary coming up in 2026. The plates have an image of the Liberty Bell and the phrase Let Freedom Ring on it. Right now, just those who filled out the early access form from last summer can get the new plates. Pennsylvania's plates haven't undergone a significant change since 2003. KDKA Radio News Time, 7:32. AccuWeather forecast next.
For a beautiful garden that's healthy and safe, use Dramatic Organic Fertilizers by Dram. It's the organic choice to produce brilliant fruits and vegetables that are healthy for your family. And because it's all natural, it's safe for barefoot fun and playful pets. Available at your local garden center or nursery. Ask for Dramatic Organic Fertilizers. Visit us online at dram.com. Dramatic Organic for dramatic results.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage, challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine and some clouds and a high of 65 with a mainly clear sky and a chilly night tonight and a low of 41. The Memorial Day holiday looks rather nice tomorrow, less cool with sun much of the time and a high of 70 before clouds return on Tuesday. Watch for a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, let's take the 10th caller at 412-922-1020 to win a $25 gift certificate to the farm, Janoski's in Clinton.
And now, it's time for Talking Trees, a service of the Davey Tree Expert Company.
We're joined by Rob Kruljack today. We're talking all about tree IDs and teaching kids about trees. And Rob, I just said, I assume since you've been working with trees since you were about 4 years old, you were taught early the difference between a white oak and a red oak.
Yeah, that came on pretty early in the education of an arborist to know the difference between those two for sure.
So let's talk a little bit about how we learn to identify trees, maybe leaves, maybe bark, maybe size. When they start teaching you guys about tree ID, where do they start?
A dichotomous tree identification key. Are you familiar with one?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so a dichotomous, identification key just compares different structures of, a plant, let's say. So, like, are the leaves round, smooth, lobed, serrated? And by using that breakdown of, leaves and twigs and bark and so on, you can do comparisons to narrow down what you're looking at to what it actually is.
Is there anything nowadays that you would go to that would be in any way difficult to pinpoint exactly what it is? Or by this point, you could just look at it and just say, well, I know this is this certain type of tree?
Yeah, at this point, there's definitely times where people play Stump the Arborist. But a lot of times that seems to happen with, like, cultivars or, something that's more of a specialty plant. But for most of the native, the hardwoods and conifers, deciduous and conifer trees here in western Pennsylvania, they're all pretty readily identifiable just by look at this point. But it takes time, it takes a lot of time. But when you're just starting out, using a book with a dichotomous key tree identification book, or we have the Google machine that you can pretty much point a phone at things now and they'll tell you what it is.
So Stump the Arborist, something like it's green, it's tall, and it has leaves.
Yes, that's tough to do, without holding it or taking a close look at it. Or sometimes, it's like, you see a tree that's like, wow, that's a head scratcher. I'm not sure what that one is. I have to look it up.
So for this area, obviously you know it all, but when you're out and about to different parts of the state and maybe different parts of the country, anything there stump you, or can you figure it out?
No, that even throughout the state's pretty much identifiable. When you start going, further south, that's when some trees of, that you're maybe not as familiar with are, might pop up where it's, what is that? And you have to do a little bit of digging. But
do you think? Go ahead.
There's no labels on any of them. I've looked. They make it a lot easier if there were.
Well, there were lots of labels in London, and all those gardens, every tree had a label on it. It did make things very easy because everybody's asking me, hey, what kind of tree is that? And we're all the way in London. How am I going to know? And so I just look down at that little label and say, of course, that is this type of dogwood.
Right. Welcome back. How was your trip?
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. And talk about interesting trees. You know, when you're in a completely different climate like that with those long days, that's the other thing. Because of their latitude where they're at, it starts getting light at like 4 a.m. and just long days. A lot of plants we can't grow here. I saw and I don't have the name available right now. I have it written down, but a variegated dogwood, and it had, instead of like our normal star-shaped flowers, it had like umbrals. I looked it up though, and it's barely hardy in our area. I wouldn't chance it. And that's the kind of the fun thing of traveling, and luckily I was at these public gardens for the most part that I could find out what it was that way. I knew it was a dogwood. I just had no idea what kind of dogwood it was. And so, yes, as a plant person, and certainly for somebody like you to experience all those different trees, you would have just been in heaven to see all that. Do you think it's important for homeowners to know the difference between these trees, especially something like that, like white oak, red oak? We for the most part, we know I got a big oak, a pin oak, whatever it is. Should they know the difference between them?
Knowing difference between the species, yes, because the different insect disease problems affect different trees. So yeah, knowing the species, but getting down to the finer points, red oak, white oak, it's still important, but you should at least have an idea of like what the tree is at first, and that does happen. It's funny, like you see a tree, it's in a certain family, but what exactly is it? I know it's a cherry of some sort, or a prunus, and it's what exactly it is. So
I did want to tell you about something that happened in my garden, and it was that big storm. And remember that flowering crabapple that we looked at for a video?
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah, well, I lost half of it in the storm. And so Rob and I worked together on this television show called In Doug's Garden. It runs every Saturday morning on KDKA TV's streaming platform. And Rob came out I love this flowering crabapple, but every year it defoliates, and Rob told me that it's apple scab. And I can see it from my kitchen window, and maybe 15 years ago, a pine tree had fallen on it, and the guys from Davie looked at it. I said, is there any way just to trim it and save it? And they did. But the last time you were out, you were telling me that it doesn't look too healthy. And then, as I said, during the storm, I lost half of it. So your next time out for a video, we're going to have to take a close look and see what kind of pruning job that I did on it to see if I can save it and if I should save it. That's one of the questions. I love this tree, but don't we get to a point sometimes where it's over, where it's never going to look right, where it's like, as you looked at it last time, it's like, oh boy, there was bark falling off, but I'm trying everything I can to save this tree.
Right, and then then that's up to the client, the homeowner, to know when to say when. We can certainly remove a tree over time by just pruning it,
yeah.
Especially with damage. But it's there's still. How do you say? Very, trees want to live, and sometimes it's really hard for them just to completely die on their own. That they might not look pretty, but they're still going to be living.
Well, that's the thing with this tree. What do I have to lose? Okay, the storm nailed it. I took off the stuff that was, there was no way to save that was falling off. And if the tree does die, that's the way it goes. And it's not going to be pretty, but. As happened the last time when Davey came and cut it, 3 years later, you really couldn't tell, unless you really looked close, that was cut. It was still blooming and still doing its thing. Now, when we come back for the next segment, we're going to talk about kids and the garden. But before we do that, kids and trees. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the season before we get done with this segment. How would you characterize the season so far for trees with the weather we've had?
It's unfolding. I might want to say like more traditionally. I feel we've been getting some rain, but not too much. The temperatures have been decent and like steadily warming. Things are blooming about where they should be and when they should be. So it feels more like how would you say a traditional spring this year. As opposed to being a complete drought or monsoon.
Right. And have you seen anything in particular, disease-wise or insect-wise, that we should be worried about? But it sounds like, from what you're saying, is like, we've got kind of a more standard season, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because the leaf diseases are going to be, you don't see them yet, but we were able to treat for them nice and early. We have our leaf miners and on the boxwoods happening and, some scale popping up. But, things are the timing's kind of working out like you'd expect it to this year.
So when we come back, we're going to discuss teaching kids about trees, how to identify trees. And for more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733.
We'll be back.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you better. O'Neill Cruz got a triple in the go-ahead run. Mitch Keller struck out 7. Bucks beat the Brewers 2-1. Two teams again today. PNC Park 135 first pitch, 93-7 the Fan. Florida took a commanding 3-0 lead in their playoff series against Carolina with a 6-2 win last night. And Minnesota woke up offensively, scored 143-101 for OKC. OKC leads the series 2-1. Charles Schwab challenged Ben Griffin and Matthias Schmidt. 13 under are your leaders. Riverhounds beat Rhode Island 1-0, and it was William Byron winning yesterday in NASCAR in North Carolina. And later today they raced for the checkered flag at the Brickyard, the Indianapolis 500. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Don't keep putting it off. Ignoring home repairs won't make them go away. If it's drafty windows, overflowing gutters, rotted trim, or that dreaded leaking roof, PJ Fitzpatrick can take care of your home repair project right now and save you thousands of dollars before it turns into costly structural damage. This is the time to call the home repair experts at PJ Fitzpatrick. No job too big or too small. They'll fix it right the first time. Visit trustpj.com. That's trustpj.com.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
At California Psychics, we know that sometimes you can wake up thinking,
I don't know if I'm in the right career. Ew. Or the right relationship.
but whatever your life dilemma, at California Psychics, we'll give you the guidance you need to feel certain about your life choices. And because we only connect you with the very best, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, a couple of more minutes with our good friend Rob Kuljak, Davy Tree Talking Tree. Then we'll get ready for Rob in the news at 8. And outdoor picnics and parties, dads, grads, and Memorial Day. We're going to celebrate it on the Coons Cooking Hour with Frank Dentisi. Doug.
Joined again by Rob Kuljak from the Davy Tree Expert Company. He also is on my show In Doug's Garden by Davy Tree. And Rob, we do want to talk about kids and trees, but I also wanted to pick your brain a little bit about when a big storm like that comes through, what does your life become?
Chaotic, and
I haven't even called Vince from Davy yet to come look at mine. I lost cherries and oaks and all through the forest, but everything's on the ground. Nothing got hit, and so it's just, I'm just waiting, and I'll send him a message saying, okay, when the time's right, come on out. It won't be difficult. They're all on the ground. Just give us a little bit of space to get through the trails. So let's hear it. Yeah. So have you caught up now, or is everything done, or you still have lots of work yet left to do from that storm?
Yeah, we are still dealing with, at this point, everything is off of the houses and the cars and the driveways, but there's still, trees down in yards and, gardens and such that we're still going around cleaning up. That was a major storm event, and we were here at the house. We were out of power for 6 days.
Oh,
I'm not sure where your place, but trees down everywhere. That first week was sun up to sundown every day.
Well, the funny thing about my property, and you've been there many times.
Mm-hmm.
When the wind just barely blows, we lose power. But during that storm, we didn't lose power at all. And 100-year-old oak trees are down, uprooted. A giant arborvitae, but it was one of these arborvitaes that was like it kept reaching over the pool because that's where the light was, and you figured it's going to fall that way. It fell exactly the wrong way or different way, the right way. But just huge trees. When that storm was coming,
mm-hmm.
do you think they always say it's going to be a big storm, we shouldn't have much problems, but then when it does hit, you're like, oh man, my next month is going to be crazy.
Yes, exactly. It's and it only lasted 5 minutes or so.
That was wild.
A major, but you watch the radar and you see it coming, and then you cold front, and then it goes past, and you say, oh boy. And then, then I'm a volunteer fireman, so then the pager goes off, and so there's trees down on the road there. So go deal with that, and then off to start looking at some trees on houses and such. So it was a bad one. I hope everyone's okay, and I don't think anybody got injured, or I didn't hear of any fatalities or anything from it. But don't take it for granted. Take shelter when it's calling for severe weather like that.
So, as a volunteer firefighter, in that capacity, are you the tree guy for the firefighters? Like, is that your role, or it's not? It's just general.
It's definitely something I can bring to the team. When we're dealing with storm work and clearing roadways and just being careful around down power lines and setting up cordoning off safety zones and such. Yeah, that's a skill I can bring to the fire company.
So, kids, now, can your kids identify the difference between a red oak and a white oak?
Yes, they have some basic identification skills, and but not to the level of their old man. But yes, they've been around me enough to. I'm always pointing them out, so they better learn.
Yeah.
But teaching kids about trees, it's been a long time educational endeavor. and doing the whole leaf collection, bringing them to school, and then they probably use the a tree identification key to figure out what they're looking at. But you do have the like you said, the internet these days, and Google Lens and things where we're kind of losing the traditional identification practices, if you will.
Is that good or bad? What do you think? Or does or
I think it's bad.
Yeah.
I think it's bad.
Why? Just because it's so easy?
Yeah, I think it is as helpful as technology can be. It also is dumbing us down.
Well, leave it right there. Thanks, Rob. For more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts like Rob from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733. Next week, 1 o'clock at Sorgel's 23rd Annual Plant Swap and free Limbaugh Legacy Potato Top plants. Be there at 1 or you're not going to get your plants. Also, tomorrow morning, I will be on Pittsburgh Today Live, 9 a.m., talking about how to grow disease-free tomatoes. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
Outdoor picnics, parties, all sorts of good plans for the upcoming Memorial Day holiday, and, of course, moving into dads and grads in the month of June. That's next on the Coons Cooking Hour after Rob checks the news at 8 on KDKA. Good morning.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rabbi Yisrael Altin joins us on KDKA. Unfortunately, these series of hate crimes continue, and it's disappointing.
So, the most important thing is, people are safe. It's obviously when we see things of hate like this going around, we need to find the perpetrators and bring them to justice.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Larry Richard with Andy Amrine from EV True Value Hardware Store. Andy, we talked about Harmony Organic Insect Control for inside the home, but it's great in the garden.
Absolutely. An organic insect control that you can use on all your vegetables, flowers, plants. Amazing for controlling any of those fleas, ticks, ants, anything you want to keep out of your vegetables.
Non-toxic. Take advantage. Go to harmonyoic.com or visit EV True Value Hardware Store.
Today's the day of our final two-day sale, Sunday, May 25th at Coons Market with great specials like these. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, Philly Gourmet 100% pure beef patties, 1.5 to 2 pound box, $7.99 each. Selected varieties of Sugardale bacon, 1 pound package, $3.99 each. And Woolly shrimp rings, 10 ounce package, $3.99 each. And in our produce department, sweet mini peppers, 8 ounce packages, 2 for $3. And all purpose red potatoes, 5 pound bags, 2 for $5. In our deli department, all natural countryside Swiss cheese, $3.99 a pound. And Wonder Bar German style bologna is $2.99 a pound. And stock up on these. Selected varieties of Utz potato chips, 8 ounce bags, $1.88 each. Selected varieties of Turner's iced teas, 64 ounce jugs, 3 for $4. And French's yellow mustard, 20 ounce bottles, 2 for $3.
So get in on the final day of our two-day sale for this Sunday, May 25th at Coons Market. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
Lynn loves spring in Pittsburgh, but she hates to paint, so she called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is formulated for our unique climate here in Pittsburgh.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. Now get Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty. And we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 46 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One man is in custody after police say he shot his mother and then caused an hours-long standoff. State police say 59-year-old David Rebar Jr. shot his mother in the arm following an argument around 10:30 Saturday morning. That's in Unity Township, Westmoreland County. The 80-year-old mother was able to get help at a neighbor's home and was transported to the hospital in stable condition. Meanwhile, police say Rebar barricaded himself inside of a home on Center Drive for 7 hours before finally surrendering around 5 p.m. on Saturday. Rebar is in the Westmoreland County Jail facing charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. State police are investigating after a man was shot in Aliquippa. Shooting happened Friday evening around 6 o'clock at the Valley Terrace apartment building on Superior Avenue. A 30-year-old man was found with a gunshot wound to the leg. He was transported to the hospital in stable condition. Right now, no word on any suspect descriptions other than the suspect allegedly ran from the scene. Longtime former mayor of West Homestead has died. John Dindak served as mayor of West Homestead from 1972 until his retirement in 2023. More than 50 years as mayor. Dindak was a Navy veteran serving during both World War II and the Korean War, and also worked for U.S. Steel and Homestead Works for more than 40 years. Dindak's funeral will be held on Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the St. Maximilian Colby Church of the St. Thomas the Apostle Parish in Homestead. Dindak was 97 years old. Nation is marking 5 years since the police killing of George Floyd. Here's CBS News correspondent Allison Keyes.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
A white former police officer knelt on the black man's neck for nearly 9.5 minutes while he and the watching crowd begged the officer to let him up. The murder sparked global condemnation and protest over police misconduct and civil rights. There are several events remembering Floyd this weekend, and activists say more police reform is needed. Wednesday, the Trump administration said it is dropping federal settlement agreements with the cities of Minneapolis and also with Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor was killed by police in 2020. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
KDK Radio News time is 8:02. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters in auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy?
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Debbie from Venus. Debbie's neuropathy was stealing her mobility to the point she started looking for a wheelchair. Then Debbie found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program changed her life. Her neuropathy symptoms are all gone, and she can walk her dogs and exercise again. Listen to more of her story at marydancedin.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Debbie, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings another cool day, favoring sunshine with a high of 65, followed by a chilly night tonight with a mainly clear sky and a low of 41. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, looks to feature plenty of sunshine, less cool conditions with a high of 60, but clouds return for Tuesday, even a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
All right, if you are watching us stream this show live, the Metropolitan Window video screen, kdkradio.com, click on KDK Watch. I'm holding in my hand the flyer. Today's the final day of the 2-day sale. Been incredible. Day 1 and just underway with day 2 as of a few minutes ago when we opened our doors at all 8 locations. Great savings on Fresh Express coleslaw mix or garden salad kits. You've got Texas Pete hot sauce, something new you're going to love. That also is on sale. French's yellow mustard, good for all of those hot dogs that you're going to be having at your cookout this weekend. Other great names include Wonder Classic Buns, Tasty Cake Donuts, and more, and Turner's Tea. So get into Coons Market, 8 locations, your neighborhood grocer, because today is the final day of the 2-day sale. All right, we're talking outdoor parties today, picnics, and of course, heading into June, dads and grads. So whatever is on your mind, give us a call. So, Frank, earlier today, I'm pulling out of my neighborhood, and I noticed by the trash receptacle at a neighbor, there was an old grill that has seen better days. And I thought to myself, and only my mind works this way, if that grill could only talk about all of the joy. And I know that there's a brand spanking, shiny new one in their yard, and they're getting ready to fire it up today and tomorrow because they're always cooking out. But I looked at this grill, and I put the brakes on, and I looked under that street light, and I said, thank you for a job well done. How reliable these products are, going back to the old charcoal grill days. I was alluding to that earlier today. You get your hands on a grill, it becomes like a family heirloom. In some cases, when that younger child becomes the older child and moves out and gets an apartment of their own, they pass on the spatula, the cooking tools, and the grill and go out and get another one. Grilling has come a long way, not just in my lifetime, but in your lifetime too, has it not? Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, grilling has come a long way. Sometimes there's too many bells and whistles on some of these grills. I kind of try to stay away from too many bells and whistles because the more that's on it, I've learned from cars for a long time, the more that's on it, the more that has a chance of breaking, where I just want to cook food, so there's the fancy rotisseries and built-in smokers, and there's other ways to do that. But also, when you're picking out a grill, making sure that you're getting a quality grill, the thickness of that metal makes a big difference. And the cooktop itself that they're putting on that grill makes a big. If you're getting not disposable, but a regular charcoal grill, usually those stainless steel old-fashioned, I call them old-fashioned, but the stainless steel griddles that are on top of the grills that are on top of that work out really good. Making sure that it's, thick enough. I mean, you can tell the different thickness, and if it's bendable metal on your grill, it's probably not going to be a good idea. It's not going to last very long. I try to stick to, when I'm picking out a grill, to the Weber brand, because I kind of trust that they're going to put that quality product together. Again, a lot of things that, you might not need on it, I stay away from, like the built-in rotisseries, and, this one has a special thermometer at the top. I trust the thermometers built into the grill for how hot I got the grill to before I started putting product on it, but keeping temp inside of it through it, it's not the most accurate. You definitely want a meat thermometer with you, whether it's going to be some of the newer ones, the wireless ones where you put a probe in it and then leave, and you can always access that thermometer by your phone. Or, just that normal, you're cooking a steak, you want to see how much done it is, probing it. I like the digital ones because I don't have to calibrate them at all. But yeah, when you're picking out a grill, just check that thickness of it. If you're getting a stainless steel grill, it's see if a magnet sticks to it. If a magnet sticks to it, it's a thinner, lower grade stainless steel. If a magnet does not stick to it or barely sticks to it, that's a good grade stainless steel. That's always been a tip of mine when I went into food service side of cooking, because a lot of the stuff on the back, we try to put a magnet up and say it doesn't stick to it. Well, that's because it's NSF, which is the better stainless steel. It's a better coating on it. It's gonna hold up. It's not gonna get any rust on it. So making sure you make those picks, read reviews. If you're going to a store or if you're buying online, read the reviews, see what other people say. You can tell whenever there's just a fake one out there that don't really say much information. But people that give information or give pictures, take a look at those and see, and then ask your friends and neighbors and, you see a grill they've had for a while. What grill is this? How's it held up? Have you got to replace any parts on it? Usually what goes first is that auto starter. You hit the button that lights it. If you have a gas grill, when you go to light it, usually that's the first one to go on a cheaper grill. If they have that's lasted like 5 years, that's a good grill. Those kind of things, making sure. I like the cast iron grills on grill tops on them. Personally, just because it gets hot and it gets a more even heat all the way around without having to rely so much on those burners to get the even heat. And it's going to last as long as you're taking care of it. I don't, when I'm getting one of those cast iron ones, I'm scraping it down each time, making sure that the food's off it, I'll burn it off. So when I go to turn it off, I burn it off. When I go to turn it back on, next time I also burn it back off. And you can always take a rag or a paper towel with a little bit of olive oil and wipe it on there first, or after you're done cooking, you scrape it off. You can put some olive oil on there. But there's also some other steel out there that, like stainless ones that do work well. They have porcelain or ceramic coated ones that work very well. It's all a matter of your opinion, what you like to use. Cast iron is going to be the most intense, keeping nice, because if you don't maintain it with keeping it oiled or using it enough, it will rust. So you want to make sure that you don't do that. So there's always a drawback to it, where the ceramic ones won't get that sear to them as much as the cast iron was, but they're going to last you, 10 plus years without any problem at all. So, just making those picks, and then what are you going to do with it? Are you cooking in the backyard? Or are you taking this with you to picnics and stuff? So, you have your one that you're going to have in the backyard that you're going to use, whether it's a charcoal grill or, whether it's, or, a gas grill, propane grill, or, the newer smokers, which are either electric or gas. Or is it going to be something you're taking to the beach? So you're going to go look for a higher grade metal for something you can fold up nice. It's going to fit in the car real nice, easy to maintain and take with you, so that you can, still fit the rest of your stuff in the car. That's kind of important too, to be able to bring everything else. So, those kind of things, picking out a grill makes a big difference.
Listen, our meat departments are second to none. Just to give you a couple of ideas, these are some great savings in the regular flyer that'll be in effect through Tuesday. So you've got whole pork tenderloins, $3.49 a pound, St. Louis style spare ribs, $3.69 a pound, Western style country ribs, $2.79 a pound, and that Coons Italian sausage, the recipe that was from his grandfather, Frank, and has been passed down to the third generation, $3.49 a pound. Pork baby back ribs, $3.49 a pound, or how about some fresh tuna steaks for $12.99 a pound? So if you're thinking of doing some grilling today, tomorrow, through the holiday weekend, get to Coons Market, our meat department, second to none. Grab and go food, all sorts of incredible things like angel food cake, pound cake in the bakery to be that little added extra touch, with some Cool Whip to really top things off beautifully. And when it comes to chips, snacks, appetizers, everything you need, we've got you covered. But let's focus a little bit on this outdoor party edition about grilling. What are some of your favorite things to grill, and maybe some trade secrets? And if you get in here right now with a recipe and some grilling tips and tricks, guess what you can have a possibility of taking home at the end of the hour? a $15 gift certificate from Coons Market. But you can also talk about your favorite outdoor picnic and party food as well. But let's focus a little bit on grilling. Put the spatula in your hand. You can prove to us why you are the king or the queen of grilling. Some of the things that you do have been tested through the hands of time that make it even more delicious, and maybe we can pass them on to our other listeners to help them as well, too. But when I think of picnics, I think of everything from watermelon and all the delicious soft drinks that go with it. Picnics are only, as your dad used to say, as far as your imagination will take you. And we've watched it evolve through the years, but it always comes down to the basics. Hamburgers and hot dogs, your favorite condiments, a couple of things from the produce department, a package of buns, something cold to drink, and Frank, you are good to go.
You are. One thing I miss, the seeds in the watermelon. I know they're more of a
I miss them too.
But the spit in the seeds. I guess you have to go with cherries now for that small little pit in the cherries. A little bit bigger, but I love cherries.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good cherry.
Never eat a whole pound of cherries on an empty stomach.
No, I wouldn't recommend that. That's kind of like
I've done
pineapples the same way. Any citrus
but you know what?
is like
it's like peanuts. They're
addictive.
They are.
Especially if you're talking to people because you can just keep eating them.
You know what else I remember about watermelon? And I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but the Greatest Generation, what they did, their parents did. They always had a shaker of salt.
I never had people do that, but people swear by it. I guess it gets rid of some of the tartness. I don't know. I never did it. That's kind of like ice cream on top of an apple pie, or cheddar on an apple pie.
No,
ice cream I can eat with it, but cheddar on an apple pie, people swear by it.
And every once in a while, I get the craving for baked potatoes and baked beans, things just that I normally wouldn't have. But picnics without baked beans is.
I have to have baked beans.
Oh yeah, man.
That and coleslaw, or potato salad. One of those two. That goes perfect.
Oh, loved it. All right, so get on the phones with us. Let's go. Come on, your grilling tips and tricks, and more importantly, just your favorite picnic, outdoor party stuff. We want to make someone a $25 gift certificate winner, but we want some ingenuity here. We want some thought. We want some folks to call in, and we're always looking for those first-time callers. Get on the line. The number is 866-391-1020. It is the Coons Market edition of the Cooking Hour underway right now, and don't forget, 2 day of savings, day 2 happening at all 8 locations. How do you find the location nearest you? Click on coonsmarket.com. And remember, there's one in your neighborhood: McKnight Road, Hopewell, Ingomar, Banksville Road, Beulah Road, Bellevue, Highwood Street, and Ferguson Road. We'll be back.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Making an Impact, sponsored by Granger. Ashley Crossan has just been named 2025 National Teacher of the Year for her impact on students. Who does she give the credit for this honor?
The kids are amazing. Like, I don't have to do much because they come in, they show up, and they make the job easy.
For the ones who get it done, Granger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions, made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx, save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Also, your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid, because this is the official weekend that kicks off Kool-Aid all summer long. So your official flavor of Kool-Aid, what is it? 866-391-1020. My mission this summer is to bring back Kool-Aid. I want Kool-Aid to be a staple in everyone's home for every graduation party, every picnic, every gathering, because it just wouldn't be summer without a pitcher of ice-cold Kool-Aid. 866-391-1020. And that's the number to dial. We'd love to hear from you. So, Frank, let's talk about some of the things that have been around helping people enjoy picnics for a very long time to come. And the other thing is Jell-O. But you think of Kool-Aid and Jell-O. These things have been a staple of picnics in this country forever.
Yeah, and like things like Jell-O, if you go to their site, they'll give you all kinds of dessert recipes that aren't just Jell-O. I'm using the Jell-O inside of different desserts and those kind of things. They've been around forever, and where else would we be without the Cool Whip to go along with it? A little dollop of Cool Whip, or if you rather the Ready Whip. But, none of this is possible inside any of these picnics if you're going away from the house or even just going to be outside without the good coolers. And there's really good coolers out there now where you can keep ice for a couple days.
I was talking earlier about the big silver tubs and the styrofoam coolers.
Yeah, we used to have the old wash tubs they'd put.
That's what they are,
wash
tubs.
I mean, that's what you put in there, and you'd soak you either put your cans or bottles in there, or you put the whole keg. That's what sat on the bottom of the keg. You tap the keg and people come up. So, those were helpful. Now they have plastic versions, so you don't have to be so heavy and rusted. And so you have the big plastic. I have a Steelers ones at home that we have a smaller Steeler one, but it's still a Steeler one that you can just set your drinks in there and enjoy through the day. But you can keep your hot dogs out there if you're still cooking with them, so instead they're not sitting in front of the hot sun. And even tomorrow we should have a nicer day. It's not going to be the same heat, but I believe it's breaking 72, 73 degrees last I looked. So you should have a pretty good day. So it's a good day to stop at Coons and pick up some ballpark Franks. We have them buy one, get one free. That's the regular or the bun size. Pick some of those up. Those are the ones that they plump real nice. And they also sell a good hot dog bun too, over in our grocery house. You can pick up the ballpark hot dog. And they have hamburger ones too, but the hot dog hamburger buns are really they're good. If you're not getting if you want something to pair with it that's going to be able to handle that plumped up ballpark Frank, that's the one to go to.
All right, last thing before we get to the phones. I'm always promoting local and a big fan of it, and for a very long time I was the official spokesperson. Only I and Bob Prince, the late great Bob Prince, had the opportunity to call Pittsburgh Brewing and Iron City and Icy Light a part of our day-to-day life. So what we have right now at the Coons Market Cafe, Banksville Road, McKnight Road, right now, limited time, here you go. Iron City or Icy Light beer, 15-pack, 12-ounce cans, $12.99. So today, tomorrow, you got a Memorial Day picnic plan. This sale is underway through Tuesday at the McKnight Road Cafe, Banksville Road Cafe, Iron City or Icy Light beer, 15-pack, 12-ounce cans, only $12.99. You're going to save a couple of bucks there.
Yeah, it's a nice savings, and those are kind of deals that we're trying to pass on to people, and starting to get into the beer during the times when people are looking to have some people over and they want to get a few extra cans or bottles of beer. This is the time to do it, and we'll keep those savings going too as we move forward. And don't forget, once we open up the new store in Bellevue, if people have been around it, boy. It's growing fast now.
It is.
The walls are coming up. You can kind of see the span of how big the building is without being right next to the dirt hole that we used to have. And it's coming up. It's coming up quick. They have the color of some of the block is coming, so you can kind of start seeing what the color scheme and the size and the amount that we've put into this. And not a lot of people, maybe they do or don't know, but we're going to be putting a post office along the road too. So to bring a post office back to Bellevue, keeping that walking neighborhood community going, and be able to provide that is gonna really help to keep that local town too.
Sounds good. All right, here we go. Let's say hi to Dennis. Dennis, how are you? Good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Good morning. A wonderful holiday to both you and Frank. I have a recipe for grilled salmon Florentine. What we do is grill-wise, medium heat on the grill, foil. With the salmon, a little salt, pepper, also a squirt of fresh lemon juice on it, plus a little sprinkle of dill. Put the salmon on, close the grill. Be careful with the salmon, obviously. You want it medium at the most. Medium rare is good. 12 minutes or 13, I would be checking it, and you want it tender. In addition, what I do, 1 pound of fresh spinach, you steam that, then you mix the spinach with a half a cup of sour cream and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And you mix that together, you get your salmon, and you put the spinach on top of the salmon, and it's salmon Florentine. It's a great dish.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that semi-cream, almost like a cream spinach. That Parmesan in there gives it great flavor. And yeah, I agree with the salmon. Cooking that to medium, you're going to get a better flavor. Sometimes when you cook things to well, you don't always have to on some of these products. Like salmon's one I can trust. And medium, you're just going to get a better flavor. If you go too high, it's going to get dry. And then you're going to say, I don't like salmon, it's dry. Well, it's not supposed to be dry. And like we have tuna steaks in the end too, and those are the same way. You're going to want to cook those to about a medium. I mean, you can go to a medium rare if you want, but I usually, prefer to go to a medium. I'm cooking at home. And, because if you start going over it, now it tastes like canned tuna. I need to get some mayonnaise and some relish. You don't want to do that with a nice tuna steak like that. So, making sure, watching your temperatures, and that's kind of where the trend's been on, going around, is cooking those. People learning more about the safety of food and what they can cook to less temperature to get the better flavor.
All right, so again, we're talking all about outdoor picnics, parties. Give us a call. We're focusing on grilling, some of your tips and tricks to share with the rest of the audience to make them the king or the queen of the grilling season in their home. Also talking about some of the old-time favorites, your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid, talking Jell-O, bringing back some of the staples that have been a part of picnics for generations. So give us a call, 866-391-1020. We've got Diane from Valencia and Constance from Dorseyville on the line, getting ready to go. We'll get to them in a couple of moments. We've got room for you as well, too. And don't forget, today is the second day, the final day of our 2-day sale. Incredible savings at all 8 locations, right smack dab in the middle of your Memorial Day weekend. Our doors have been open for about the last half hour, so get into one of those Coons markets and get in on some incredible savings while today is the only day left in our 2-day sale for the month of May. McKnight Road, Hopewell, Ingomar, Banksville Road, Beulah Road, Bellevue, Highwood Street, and Ferguson Road. And again, directions, information, and everything you need to know, including the 2-day sale savings, go to coonsmarket.com. Call us. It's outdoor picnics and parties. That's what we're talking about today. 866-391-1020. And before the hour is up, one of you lucky listeners will take home a $25 gift certificate from Coons Market.
If you ask enough people, how are you, you'll eventually get that trendy response, I'm living the dream. Well, at Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center, we help people live their kitchen and bathroom remodeling dreams.
For almost 60 years, Petite has delivered the creative and professional services required by homeowners to help them realize their ideal bathroom or kitchen. And it all starts with a visit.
People love the experience of browsing our beautiful showroom, and they tell us that it's truly a stress-free environment. To our past customers, we sincerely thank you. To our future customers, we ask that you let us transform your vision into reality, the Petite way.
So when you tell someone you're living the dream, you really mean it. Visit us soon. We're just minutes off the Carnegie exit of the Parkway West. Call us at 412-279-2222 or see us on the web at petitekitchens.com. Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit ConsumerCellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 45 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. State police are investigating after a man was found shot in Aliquippa. That shooting happened Friday evening at the Valley Terrace apartment building on Superior Avenue. 30-year-old man was found shot in the leg. He was transported to the hospital, is expected to survive. No word on any suspect descriptions other than the suspect allegedly ran from the scene. A man is in custody after police say he caused an hours-long standoff after allegedly shooting his mother. State police say 59-year-old David Rebar Jr. shot his 80-year-old mother in the arm after an argument around 10:30 Saturday morning at a home in Unity Township, Westmoreland County. The mother was able to get help at a neighbor's home and was transported to the hospital in stable condition. Meanwhile, police say Rebar barricaded himself inside of a home on Center Drive for some 7 hours before finally surrendering around 5 p.m. Rebar is in the Westmoreland County Jail facing charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. Allegheny County says a multi-state outbreak of salmonella has arrived here as well. News Radio KDK's David Ballarado with more.
The Allegheny County Health Department says a local resident contracted the disease, linking it to a multi-state outbreak. Officials are gathering more information, but in the meantime, they warn people who have poultry in their backyards about how susceptible the birds are to the disease. And be sure to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer immediately after contact with the birds, their eggs, or where they live. Also, if your hens do lay eggs, collect them frequently and clean them. Make sure you cook eggs to an internal temperature of 160 degrees. The department also says contact your doctor immediately if you have diarrhea that lasts for more than 3 days, feel dizzy when standing up, and can't keep liquids down due to frequent vomiting. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Pennsylvania is finally issuing those new Let Freedom Ring license plates. And the new plates commemorate America's 250th anniversary coming up in 2026. Plates have an image of the Liberty Bell and a phrase "Let Freedom Ring" on it. Right now, those who just those who filled out the early access form from last summer can get the new plates. Pennsylvania's plates have not undergone a significant change since 2003. KDK Radio News Time is 8:32, and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. There are times in life that stick with you. For me, it was 1973. I was newly married and had started my first job as an assistant golf pro at Butler Country Club. I remember driving down Route 8, seeing signs that said cars with odd numbered plates could buy $5 of gas. Cars got about 12 miles a gallon, so $5 didn't go far. Odd and even license numbers took turns, if the gas station even had fuel. Those were bleak days. It looked like things would never get better. The Dow was 9 $924 that year, and few people thought it would go higher. Today, it's over $40,000. My most important job as a financial advisor is to help you keep perspective and optimism. Bad markets come and go, but the great companies of the world continue to march forward. In difficult times, it's natural to worry, but you need a partner to help you avoid making emotional decisions about your money. We're a family team of certified financial planners. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine and some clouds and a high of 65 with a mainly clear sky and a chilly night tonight and a low of 41. The Memorial Day holiday looks rather nice tomorrow, less cool with sun much of the time and a high of 70. Before clouds return on Tuesday, watch for a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Here's something else that we have in the sale item that I think should be on everyone's mind today. It's not two-day sale. It's just a great sale right through Tuesday. Fresh boneless chicken tenders, $2.99 a pound. So here's the question. Told my son as we were shopping at Hopewell the other night, I actually have to take him shopping at Hopewell to spend time with him, but we had a really good time, and we were talking. He was filming some videos for me for the two-day sale, and I told him, I said, guess what McDonald's has brought back? He said, what? And before I even got it out of my mouth, I went, he went, chicken tenders. My kids ate so many chicken tenders while growing up, whether it was Eaton Park, your stores, McDonald's. So what is it with chicken tenders? Why are have they surpassed chicken wings is what I want to know. I mean, people are so excited about them coming back. And this beautiful price for chicken tenders right now, boneless too, $2.99 a pound. Go get yourself a couple of pounds of those things. They are great for picnics. But what is it about chicken tenders?
Well, they can be handheld, and it's better and it's a natural product instead of being the, like a chicken nugget's going to be, there's no nugget on the chicken. I don't know if you knew that. There's no nugget. So you have to have ground up chicken that's formed. There's no, give me a piece of that nugget off the chicken. There's none of that. But on the chicken tenders, I mean, that's the tender it's inside the breast, basically, underneath the breast. And it's number one, delicious. And it's a nice tender piece. And $2.99, let me tell you something. You're not going to find that price in a fresh chicken tender.
No way.
Anywhere. You're not going to find it. I'm surprised I'm able to get the cost I am still. And that's dealing with Best Dressed and getting some great deals from them. And it's really helped us out a lot to be able to have such a great partnership with using Best Dressed, not to mention it's a great piece of chicken, too. And the best dressed one out there. The chicken with the tuxedo on.
My son got some of those, too.
But really, those fresh chicken tenders, but even the ones that are, you take them home, you bread some of those. The biggest thing with it when you get a fresh chicken tender is there's a tendon in between. Once you pull that tendon out, like you can take a piece of a fork and wrap that little bit on the edge and actually pull that piece out. It's almost like a rubber band. And it kind of crinkles up a little bit. And boy, if you thought it was tender before, if you just cut around it, when you pull that tendon out, that chicken tender gets extremely tender.
Delicious.
And to be able to, like, if you're not worried about frying them or whatever, you can bake them, or throw them on the grill. But if you do a baked and you toss that inside a nice wing sauce or whatever flavor, like a garlic parmesan would be great on those, and get some nice seasoned home fries with it, it'd be absolutely a great meal.
I love them. All right, here we go to the phones. Diane, you've been so patient. Good morning. You're on the Coons Cooking Hour. Good to hear from you again.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Memorial Day weekend here. Gosh, there's some really great buys on this 2-day sales, what all you have for the rest of the week, too. And on the chicken tenders, put some extra in the freezer. I use those for my stir fries, so they have multiple uses. But I have to say, like, we've discovered recently that a Blackstone grill is really our best option when making burgers. And for a lot of people, to me, it's too chilly for me to be standing out at the grill this weekend. So use that cast iron skillet to get a good sear on your burger. But, you know, we call it our spruced up burger recipe, as some people like to use the term jacked up burgers. Get about 2.5 pounds of ground meat, and you have some great options for on sale this weekend, too. Add about 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce, steak sauce, or teriyaki sauce to add a little bit of a different flavor to it. Add in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, maybe your favorite seasoning. You can also add in Italian seasoning, and then you can top that burger off with a little bit of marinara sauce and a slice of provolone cheese. With us, we always seem to find that the Worcestershire sauce gives it a better beef flavor. Saute up some of those great mushrooms you have on sale this week. Remember to saute them in butter. There's the Swiss cheese that's on sale. Top it off, you have a great burger. And then with the baked beans, you know, Robbie was saying, to me, one of the old Pittsburgh favorites was Heinz always made beans and wieners in a can. That just always seemed to be, you know, even the mill guys like that.
Yeah.
They don't make it anymore, probably because it's so easy to make at home, right? With the bacon on sale this week, I usually like to make my bacon in the oven, break it up, add it into those baked beans, add in some grilled kielbasa, or, again, if you want to make it kid-friendly, add in some hot dogs. And you could also do the kielbasa, grill it, take about 1/2 cup of ketchup, about 1/4 cup of brown sugar, about 1/4 to 1/3 cup of bourbon, put it in a crock pot, let it simmer. You have a great little side dish as well as even an appetizer.
I remember those beans and weenies. I do remember that when Heinz made those.
It's a great way to use up a leftover hot dog as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be beanie weenies from Vandy Camps. I don't know if it's still out there or not. I have to take a look. I can still remember, you know, that can. You know what? I don't remember.
So am I dreaming when I say that I remember some people would put like brown sugar on top of their baked beans?
A lot of people buy it. It's already mixed in. But yeah, brown sugar and bacon are probably the most popular. I put a little bit of yellow mustard in it as well.
You like the grill, Diane?
We do. You know, I like it whenever the temperature is a little bit better. You know, and I have to say another little trick is, you know, making sure your burgers are uniform. A lot of times I'll just grab 2 lids off of, you know, containers, use a 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup measuring cup, and make sure, you know, if you're religious in nature, sometimes we put the cross in the middle of the burger or put your thumbprint in the middle of the burger because it always seems to plump up in the center, and that helps you to get that evenness whenever you're cooking.
Yeah, it's a good tip, and sometimes you can use cans. So if you take the right size can, if you roll out that ground meat or press it out, and then you can actually stamp them. You know,
nice.
And the other way too is if you can roll it. So if you get into like a tube, you know, like a cylinder shape, you can always chill it down a little bit, and then you can cut it into burgers as well. So there's different ways, but you know, getting that perfect one and watching, you know, as long as you're buying good quality ground meat and you're watching it, you know, like the less fat, the less it's actually going to shrink because you're cooking the fat out, leaving the flavor, but you're cooking the fat out. So, you know, doing that, putting your thumbprint in it, I've done that before where you know, it comes up. So that, you know, another one that's been growing too. It's not as much on the burger side, a lot more on lunch meat, but sliders.
Oh yeah.
You know, making those smaller ones. I usually make when I'm doing a hamburger, I make them in the meatballs because I can kind of portion it better. So I'll roll the meatballs and I'll just flatten them out as I'm ready to go.
And they're perfect size for kids. None of that where the parents have to try and help them finish off their portion, right?
No waste. Yeah, that's perfect for them, and it's finger food, fits in their hand and their mouth. Even though they scream loud, they sound like they have a bigger mouth. They do not, so they need that smaller size.
So true.
Hey, good stuff, Diane. Always good hearing from you. Have a wonderful weekend, okay?
God bless. You too, gentlemen. Thank you. Take care.
All right, here's Constance in Dorseyville wants to talk steak on the Coons Cooking Hour. Hey, how are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Sure. I want to say thank you. Your stores are wonderful. We usually visit your mini store whenever we're shopping. It's sort of in and out. It's kind of nice. Not too big, just perfect size.
Mm-hmm.
So we visit that little store instead. But thank you. One wonderful thing about your stores is they always have really terrific quality meats, and we can trust it, which is not always true of every store, which is nice. So we always can trust the Coons meats, and that's what's wonderful about shopping there. We can always, right now you have a good deal on T-bone or porterhouse steaks for $12.99. So that's a really good deal for today, and that's what we'll probably go for. A butcher long ago told us that the best thing you can do as far as looking for a quality meat is look for the brighter meat, because the darker meat means the animal was killed in panic, and the blood has rushed into the animal's meat, and therefore that's why you're looking for a brighter meat. If you look it up on the internet, it usually says it's because of chemicals have been added to the meat, and that's not true of your meat. You haven't added the chemicals. It's usually because of the animal has not been killed in panic, and that's why we can trust the meat at Coons Market. The other thing you're asking for as far as tips before you grill meat, you can remove steaks and whatever else you're going to grill right away. Remove it like 20 minutes before you're going to grill it. Let it warm up a bit. Otherwise, you're hitting that grill cold, and especially if it's a thicker meat, that center of that meat's going to be cooking at a different temperature than the outside of that meat. We usually marinate it and put some kind of marinade on the outside, whether it's a dry rub or a wet one. But that's other than a specific recipe, that's my tip for grilling.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with the way the animal's processed. And I know just because I didn't actually have to read about it. I just went to the plant to see how they're handling it.
Yeah.
And talking about it, coming right from their mouth. But and the same things with the pork and with our beef, and it's time. A lot of times you'll see we're sticking with brands as well. Some of the brands because of the way they process and handle the animal. We all know the end result, but the way they harvest the animals and the way the animal is treated. I know going to the pork plant, you would think it would be, before, when they're delivering them, I guess you can say. And It's the quietest I've ever heard, and they're just kind of hanging out. The reason why is they're calm. That's just not just the quality of the meat and the focus on the meat. It's going to produce the adrenaline is what causes discoloration, but it also causes less tender meat, honestly. And but just the humanity behind it. We know it's raised for food, but let's just treat the animal correctly. This animal's giving its life for us. Let's treat the animal correctly. And I love seeing that these plants have invested in that. All
right, jump in here real quick, Constance, and we got to go. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Temple Grandin had a lot to do with that. She was a woman who changed the industry entirely, and that's where the humanity came in. And I didn't mean it all. That's where that changed. It used to not be very humane at all, and Temple Grandin changed all of that. And so, yes, and that's why it's quieter. And I'm glad you went to a facility, but she made all the difference in the world to that.
Constance, good stuff. I hope you'll call again, okay?
Thank you, dear. Take care.
Right.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Pete, on the other side, we want to hear from you. This is the home stretch. Couple of more calls. They are available right now, those phone lines. You may be taking home a $25 gift certificate, outdoor parties, picnic foods. Next week, we're serving up the Sunday gravy, the sauce. It's pasta. That's a week from today, June 1st, KDKA.
This Memorial Weekend, we pay homage to those who have laid down their lives in service to our country. Their voices will never die. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years. here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Vitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know, if I was having like a birthday party for one of my children, I'd go to Coons Market right through Tuesday and buy like 10 pounds of those chicken tenders, get a big bottle of Heinz ketchup, you know, like the giant, humongous ketchup, and I just put it on the table with some Kool-Aid and say, kids, I also got a cake from the bakery. Have fun. Kids love chicken tenders. They love them.
Adults love chicken tenders too.
Oh, I know.
Honestly, I'm, you know, that's kind of like if I can't figure out what to eat, I'm having chicken tenders.
$2.99 a pound. That's incredible. Through Tuesday.
It's a lot of chicken tender, but they're delicious. And like Diane said, freeze them, buy them now whenever they got that great deal. You know, and we're still getting some good costs that are coming up in the future. So you'll be seeing them coming up again.
20 in one setting one time.
Yeah.
Chicken.
I mean, just to give you the facts on that, like fresh chicken tenders, we outsell chicken. We have boneless, skinless breast, and then the chicken tender, which comes from that breast. It's like 3-to-1 over, you know, chicken tenders over boneless, skinless chicken breast. People prefer the chicken tender.
I love them.
It's amazing how much more people have realized how good they are.
Heinz ketchup or Heinz mustard. It works.
Both.
Just dip and eat.
They used to have I think they still have them in the small jars, the Heinz mayonnaise. You'll see them in food service too. They have a good mayonnaise if you ever see it out there. They used to have a really good tartar sauce. It was in the glass jar. I have to take a look and see if
they did a mayonnaise. Now, see, I'm a student of Heinz. I didn't know that. They actually did a mayonnaise at one time?
They still do. On the food service side, I do see it. I'm not sure if we have the jars on the retail side because sometimes they switch back and forth, and they just, you know, it depends where we're buying from. Our warehouse might get rid of it, like me a slow mover, and they don't have it. And then we have to look for it. You know, it's hard to keep track of 60,000 items at once.
Okay, I got one pet peeve with all the great convenience stores, and I won't mention any of them, but I'm in them every day. You know what they don't sell anymore? Small bottles of mustard.
We sell small bottles.
I know. That's why I go to Coons Market, and that's where I have to buy them. But if you go to get, like, you know, you're hungry, going to get something to eat, like a bag of pretzels, right? That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to have some mustard, they have them little packets.
But you need 22 because they're smaller than the ketchup.
Well, and you're driving or you have a place to go and you don't want ketchup on.
Well, you just tear it up just not enough and it squirts all over your shirt.
The dashboard, everywhere. But I'm just saying, they used to always sell small, like the little 8-ounce things of mustard.
Yeah, some of these stores have focused so much on movements, and so they get to try the higher best sellers possible, but they start forgetting some of the people that for the convenience. So you need the top seller, but you also need a small bottle for people that live, that have a smaller family or just one or two at home, or, you don't like mustard that much, but so it lasts you longer, but you do need it. So the smaller bottles, are great.
They are. All right, let's get Pete in here. Pete, I literally have like a minute and a half. It's all yours, sir. Pete,
hello?
Go.
Good morning. Okay, grilled fruit. I like to take pears, peaches, apples, bananas, and I brush mine with butter or melted butter or olive oil, and then you take the seeds out of the fruit and grill them. Not till they're soft, but till they're sort of al dente. I also grill some lemons with it also. And I take my fruit, I put a little bit of, squeeze a little bit of that grilled lemon juice, and with the vanilla ice cream, it's good as gold.
All right, good stuff, Pete.
Perfect.
Listen, we appreciate you. Thanks for calling. All right, we're going to take a break, come back on the other side, and draw this week's winner of that gift certificate. Next hour, Dr. Bridget Shufo. Then it's Accurate Solutions. And then it's the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, all today with your Pratt Pack on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rabbi Yisrael Altin joins us on KDKA. Unfortunately, these series of hate crimes continue, and it's disappointing.
So, the most important thing is, people are safe. It's obviously when we see things of hate like this going around, we need to find the perpetrators and bring them to justice.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing. NASCO.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Call Window Nation. Their semi-annual sale includes 60% off a house full of windows, a free entry door, and no money down, interest or payments until 2027. Hurry, the sale ends soon. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today. Registration is now open for the 2025 Richard S. Caligiuri City of Pittsburgh Great Race, presented by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. One great weekend takes place the last Saturday and Sunday of September. From the 5K to the 10K to the Dollar Bank Junior Great Race, there's a start line for everyone. If you're over 60 and looking for a weight loss program built specifically for you, Awaken 180 is your solution with Awaken 180 Golden, a new 1 to 3 month program for fast weight loss tailored to those over 60. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Details at kdkaradio.com.
3 powerful, simple words. Love lives on. They're the foundation on which TAPS was built. They sit with us on the dark days. TAPS is America's organization caring for the families of America's fallen heroes. And TAPS and the Good Feet store have partnered to turn compassion into action and honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. For more information, visit taps.org and goodfeet.com.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This week's winner of that $25 gift certificate is...
This week's winner is Diane in Valencia.
Hey, something pretty cool next week. Frank will be on that Metropolitan Window video screen, and want to watch him actually stream live the show a week from today, June 1st. Go to KDKRadio.com, click on KDK Watch. We actually stream all of our programming 7 days a week. Tell everybody where you're going to be live at next week in the Bayou.
Yeah, we'll be coming live from New Orleans. We're at a food show in New Orleans for our deli, our dairy, and our bakery departments, looking at new items, new ideas, fresh ideas, different speakers visit as well and listen to different trends and things that are going around the country. And so we always go this year. We're taking our deli and our bakery specialists down and do a little bit of learning, a little bit of research, and we'll go live from there.
Yep.
And I'll start an hour earlier. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and by the way, starting in June, you're going to be hearing this brand on some of the other great Odyssey brands as well, right here at this place that is Odyssey in Green Tree. Lots of exciting things happening. The Bellevue store is continuing to grow. The final day of our 2-day sale today, right through the end of business today, right smack dab in the middle of your Memorial Day weekend. I'll be out in the store seeing all of you this week. And on behalf of our CEO, Jody Zima, and the entire crew, and of course, the man, Frank Dentisi, we want to wish all of you a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. But more importantly, never forget the true meaning of this Memorial Day weekend. It's about those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. News coming up next at 9 o'clock, and then Dr. Bridget Schufo with your Pratt Pack on KDKA.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 51 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Well, with this being the unofficial start of summer, law enforcement will be out, and they're currently out, and making sure drivers are not under the influence. Reminder, there will be DUI checkpoints and patrols all around the Pittsburgh area throughout the weekend. White Oak Police say that the Eastern Allegheny Traffic Safety Alliance will be conducting roving patrols in Eastern Allegheny County. Patrols also possible in Edgewood, Forest Hills, Monroeville, North Versailles, Oakmont, Penn Hills, Plum, White Oak, and Wilkins Township. Pennsylvania State Police also conducting roving patrols and checkpoints across the region and the Commonwealth. Police are encouraging those who drink to plan ahead for a sober ride home by calling a cab, ride-sharing service, using a designated driver, or other safe option. A man is in custody after police say he caused an hours-long standoff after allegedly shooting his own mother. State police say 59-year-old David Rebar Jr. shot his 80-year-old mother in the arm after an argument around 10:30 Saturday morning in Unity Township, Westmoreland County. The mother is able to get help at the neighbor's home, was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Meanwhile, police say Rebar barricaded himself inside of a home on Center Drive for some 7 hours before finally surrendering around 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Rebar is being held in the Westmoreland County Jail on charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. Well, a longtime former mayor of West Homestead has died. John Dindak served as mayor of West Homestead for some 50 years, from 1972 until his retirement in 2023. He was a Navy veteran serving during both World War II and the Korean War, and also worked for U.S. Steel Homestead Works for more than 40 years. Dindak died on Thursday. He was 97 years old. State police are investigating after a man was found shot in Aliquippa. This happened Friday evening at the Valley Terrace apartment building on Superior Avenue. That 30-year-old man shot in the leg, transported to the hospital, is expected to be okay. No word on any suspect descriptions. KDK Radio News time is 9:02, and the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Today's the day of our final 2-day sale, Sunday, May 25th at Coons Market, with great specials like these. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, Philly Gourmet 100% pure beef patties, 1.5 to 2 pound box, $7.99 each. Selected varieties of Sugardale bacon, 1 pound package, $3.99 each. And Woolly shrimp rings, 10 ounce package, $3.99 each. And in our produce department, sweet mini peppers, 8 ounce packages, 2 for $3. And all purpose red potatoes, 5 pound bags, 2 for $5. In our deli department, all natural countryside Swiss cheese, $3.99 a pound. And Wonder Bar German style bologna is $2.99 a pound. And stock up on these. Selected varieties of Utz potato chips, 8 ounce bags, $1.88 each. Selected varieties of Turner's iced teas, 64 ounce jugs, 3 for $4. And French's yellow mustard, 20 ounce bottles, 2 for $3.
So get in on the final day of our 2-day sale for this Sunday, May 25th at Coons Market. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone.
That prevents child abuse. And access to healthcare in every community.
Prevents child abuse too. High quality, affordable childcare.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org.
Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
My dad served in Vietnam, the 82nd Airborne Division. He never talked about it, and my mom knew not to ask. So Dad buried himself in work and self-medicated, and would lose his temper sometimes. Loud noises would put him on edge. It got rough, so I finally said to him, Dad, you gotta get help.
As a family member or friend, you may be the first to notice when a veteran you love has been going through changes. Things like withdrawing, drinking more, or increased anger could be a sign of a larger health concern, but help is available.
Dad finally went to VA for one-on-one and group therapy and got some really great tools to help him manage things. And I got my dad back.
Listen to hundreds of inspiring stories at maketheconnection.net and learn how you can support the veterans in your life. Treatment works. Recovery is possible.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Many postmenopausal women like me have osteoporosis.
There is no cure, but simple changes in our lives can keep us on the path to healthier bones. Osteoporosis can weaken your bones and slowly rob you of your independence. A daily exercise routine, along with a diet rich in calcium and vitamin D, can make a huge difference in your bone health. Taking care of your bones is necessary for healthy aging and lifelong independence. Learn how to start your own path to good bone health. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings another cool day favoring sunshine with a high of 65, followed by a chilly night tonight with a mainly clear sky and a low of 41. Tomorrow, Memorial Day, looks to feature plenty of sunshine, less cool conditions with a high of 60, but clouds return for Tuesday, even a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Before we get to the business of helping you lose the weight and keeping it off and looking marvelous, as I am looking at myself right now on the Metropolitan Window video screen, you can watch or stream this show live at kdkradio.com by clicking on KDKA. Watch, and she can make your weight loss dreams come true, too. But a little bit of business before business, and that's personal business. Every Memorial Day and every Veterans Day, and anytime I see the Marine Corps logo, I think of your husband, my friend, the incredible father that he was, the husband that he was, the pride of Beaver Falls, that 11th Street gang, none other than Ron Shufo. And yes, it's been a few years since he was with us, but isn't it amazing how this holiday weekend always makes us think of those with valor and bravery, and there was none better than your husband, Ron?
We do. And those that came back to us, such as my husband, the bad PTSD, those who came back without a limb, and they keep going. Yeah. And the families that surround them. So hear to all of our veterans, dead, alive, and Hear.
Listen, I know this is on your dime, but I know you don't mind because, he would now, if he'd be here, a grandfather. And the world is just changing, and there was no one any closer to me than him. And when I lost my father at such a young age, over 25 years ago, Ron was there with me every step of the way. But he had another life besides running your company. A lot of people don't realize, very successful in the automobile industry. Do you think his drive, a lot of it came because he wanted to stay busy because of what he went through? He was he basically a tunnel rat because he was short in stature. He would kind of go underground and look for the Vietnamese, and it was scary and it was frightening, and he witnessed a whole lot of tragedy and horror. But he became monumentally successful, not only with your company, but also in the automobile industry. Do you think his success, a lot of it had to do with the fact that he wanted to put all of that in the rearview mirror and just look forward through the windshield and do everything humanly possible to achieve incredible heights, growing up, not poverty, but middle class in Beaver Falls, and also loving you and raising his children and building your brand? He was always busy. If he wasn't washing his automobiles, he was thinking business, and there was no one sharper, even when it came to Wall Street. The guy was just brilliant, Bridget.
He used to say that Vietnam was the best and the worst times of his life. So he said he learned so much from, being there, and he actually was in the air. He was in the air wing, and they would, because he was smaller in stature, they would send him down in the helicopters. And of course, the Viet Cong saw him coming because you can't not miss the sound. And he would go down to get the dead and the wounded out of the danger zone. Right. And so he was always in danger, but he always said it was the best and the worst time. So that's why today or tomorrow we're going to go to the Vietnam Wall Memorial, my kids and I.
Listen, small in stature, but big in heart, and did a lot of incredible things. And to this day, I think of him often, but especially this weekend. And we want to send out our thoughts, prayers to those who lost their life, family members in battle, but to all of you to take time and remember the significance of what Memorial Day is all about. And that's how I will continue my life in honor of many, but including my friend, Ron Schufo. All right, we got a Memorial Day special.
But I want to say one more thing. Tonight on PBS,
yes,
you know, they always do a Memorial Day special from D.C. at 8 o'clock. That just grabs me at the heart all the time. But then I have to watch it twice to cry more. So if anyone wants to join me at 8 o'clock, we'll join each other on PBS tonight to watch the Memorial Day special.
Absolutely. All right. So we got a Memorial Day special.
We do.
So please tell us about it. 1-800-900-THIN.
In honor of Memorial Day. Okay, so many people come to me and say, I got to lose weight. I got to lose weight. I just want to change my eating habit. And then I said, well, it'll take this length of time. They say, I don't know if I can commit to that length of time. So took all of your thoughts into my head and into action. So we're going to offer Memorial Day special today. And it is 6 weeks. So Memorial Day to 4th of July, right before reunions, right before weddings, right before summer vacations. And you can get down 10 to 20 pounds, always dependent upon how much weight, you need to lose. The more weight you need to lose, you'll lose 20 pounds. The fewer pounds you need to lose, you'll lose 12, 13 pounds. But 10, 20, 30, whatever it is, it's a great time to do it. It is the special online. Now listen to this.
All right.
It's $5.94 for 6 weeks, giving you supplements and counseling. However, as I was thinking on my way over, I think we're really going to honor Memorial Day. So $5.94, we're going to make it $4.99 for now. For today and tomorrow, just leave a message. We'll get you going. We'll probably extend it because a lot of people are camping and different things. They can't get the radio station, I understand, out in the boondocks. Yes. So we'll offer it this week. Okay, so typically the special is really $8 something. But then online it's $5.94. With Rob Pratt and Memorial Day, it's $4.99. How does that sound, everybody? This way you can commit to 6 weeks.
You always save with Rob Pratt and Dr. Bridget Schufo. $4.99. Don't put it off. Act now. Pick up the phone as we go to break. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN. We have a success story and more when we get back with Dr. Bridget Schufo on KDKA.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hoped it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler do it.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, we have a success story calling very soon, but in the meantime, I want to remind all of you, this is Dr. Bridget Schufo. She will help you get rid of the weight, keep it off. I can testify to her success. I've seen it. I've been a part of it, and you can too. Here's the Memorial Day special. She's going to give it to you. You're going to want to call now, leave your information. She will get back to you. An incredible savings for a whole lot. Normally, close to 9, online close to 6, but for you, $4.99. She'll give you the details now, and then we're going to talk to Lori in just a moment. Go ahead, Doc.
As I said earlier, people say, I don't know if I can make a commitment of 14 weeks or 20 weeks. So we're going to do a brief one, and you can then redo it, once you go through this. But 6 weeks, Memorial Day to the 4th of July, gives you the supplements. I'm giving you 4 supplements, counseling, and we're going to get 10 to 20 pounds off of everybody in that time frame. Time for the weddings, time for the reunions, time for the vacations. You'll feel great. You'll feel great. What a difference 10, 15 pounds makes. So we're just going to chunk little bits off. And if you only have 5, 10 pounds to lose, it's a great time to come in because I get those calls. And don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed if you only have a little bit to lose. So little bit, a lot, in between, we're here for you. We're a team effort. We're going to work together and get this off of you.
1-800-900-FIN. So Lori is joining us right now, and it's all about her success. So Dr. Shufo, if you will, take it away.
Miss Lori, how are you?
Good morning. Doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks, Laura. So tell the world about you and your success story.
Yeah, well, as I told Dr. Shufo, I had tried literally for, a decade to try to get my 15, 20 pounds off by myself, and I would do well for so long, and then I'd kind of slide back, and I just I really needed to reset my whole system, so I was able to do that with the program and lose the weight.
And what do you do for a living, Laura?
Well, I'm a social worker, and I deal with people who have mental health issues. In addition to that, I'm a registered nurse.
And I would really like to call all the healthcare workers today because so much of the time we do for others, but we're the last ones we take care of ourselves. So, so many times there's larger and obese and morbidly obese nurses, social workers, occupational therapists, respiratory therapists, physicians. I invite every last one of you to come in because we work well together in that sense, right, Laura?
Yes, for sure.
So tell, when's the first time we met? How long ago?
Well, I was with the program it was probably 13 years ago, and I did get the weight off, but I slowly, as I was telling Dr. Shufo before, inched back to the way that, I had been eating previously. But we started back in September of last year on our journey now, so...
And only 15 to 20 pounds, everybody. So, as I said a couple minutes ago, people tell me that they're embarrassed to call for just that little bit of weight. But why did you call, Lauren? How did it become successful, and how committed and coming in, for counseling and go through that in your head? What made that happen for you to make it a success story?
Well, I certainly put it off for the longest time, telling myself, you can do this. It's 15 to 20 pounds. It's not that big a deal. You can do it. And I simply just couldn't do it on my own. I think I just needed to be accountable, and I certainly was committed to the program. I live in South Hills and you guys are in North, so it's a little bit of a hike for me. And I really wanted to not just lose the weight, but the deal for me now is, I've told all my friends because they are saying, oh, you look so good. And, I thank them for that, although I say the real challenge now is keeping this weight off. And that's what I really want to learn, is not just to lose the weight, but how do I make this a lifestyle change and keep the weight off so that I'm not, finding myself back again, so.
And what difference does that 15, 20 pounds make in your life?
Well, it's interesting because I was telling my friends along the way, I felt I just feel so much better. You wouldn't think like that little bit of a weight would make that much of a difference, but I'm only like 4'11", so I'm like really small. And like walking my hills around here with my dogs, I can get up over those hills without huffing and puffing now. I have always worked out. I can do so much more, and there were times I honestly felt like I was like a feather floating in the air. I just felt so light on my feet. So it really made a difference, and I feel so good about myself. I don't feel bad about myself anymore that I have this extra weight that I'm carrying around.
And when you say I feel good about myself, what do you mean by that?
I feel like my self-esteem. I feel really good. Like I don't know. I just feel good in that way that, I was finally able to do it with help.
Do you hear that, everybody? Your self-esteem, just 10, 20 pounds, and it changes, right? What do you think makes that change, Laura?
I just think like making a commitment to myself, making that commitment and reaching out for help really has made a difference in just investing in myself, so to speak.
And coming in, getting weighed. Then we go to the yellow chairs and we talk. Yes?
Yes. Yeah, and that has meant a lot because you have really helped me understand certain things. I feel like I know so much about nutrition and weight and all of that, and I can always learn something different. And you were so encouraging along the way, like when I would only lose like a pound or a pound and a half, every couple of weeks. To me, it's frustrating because I put so much effort and I exercise regularly. But you said, hey, when you're smaller, giving the encouragement, when you're smaller, then it takes a little bit longer when you're closer to your ideal weight.
Right. It does, because when you're larger, I always envision a Pac-Man going into your system, and it's looking for the fat. And when you've got a lot of fat, the Pac-Man's working away and you lose weight faster. But when it has to search for those 10 pounds, it takes a little bit slower. But still, it comes off. And one of Lori's, which she shared with me, one of her favorite foods is Belgium chocolate. And are you capable and willing and able, and I hate to use this word, but allowed to eat Belgium chocolate now?
Yes. I think certainly within, not frequently, of course, but yeah, I don't really feel like anything's off limits at this point. But like you said last time we met, it truly is about being mindful what I'm putting into my system,
Yeah, and those are the key words. Eat mindfully, deliberately, and on purpose. And you really, like Lori is on maintenance now. She's able to eat everything, anything on this planet. Am I telling the truth?
That's true.
So, Laura, great job. 10, 20 pounds, everybody, is the key to go to start the venture. Any closing words, Laura, you want to say to anyone out there listening?
Well, what I would say is if you're putting it off, go ahead, go for it, because it does, the sooner you start, the better you start to feel about yourself.
All right. Well, have a great Memorial Day weekend, and thanks for calling in, Lori.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, the Memorial Day special right now.
More Memorial Day special. Now, listen to this. It's from now to the 4th of July, 6 weeks. We'll get 10, 20 pounds off of you. You can chunk that off starting now for weddings, funerals. I didn't mean to say funerals, but weddings, reunions, summer vacations, when you want to wear different clothes? All right, now's the time to do it. It typically really is about $700 and some dollars. Online, it's $594. But now, in honor of Memorial Day, $4.99. Give you 4 supplements, counseling, and we'll get you on your road to being smaller and feeling better, mind, body, spirit.
1-800-900-THIN. Dr. Bridget Shufo.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
It used to be the sole function for a kitchen was food preparation. We cooked in the kitchen and we dined in the dining room. But times have changed. And although today the kitchen is still where we cook, it's also where we share meals, have an important family conversation, and even help the kids with their homework.
That's right. Today's kitchens are multi-use areas and should be designed accordingly. And that's where we come in. Petite Kitchen and Bath will make your new kitchen a warm and inviting place for family and guests alike. We'll make it supremely functional and beautiful.
You know, they say the heart of any home is the family kitchen. Make your kitchen great. Discover why generations of satisfied customers have chosen Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
Visit our showroom on Route 50 or call us at 412-279-2222. Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 55 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. In Unity Township, Westmoreland County, a man is in custody after police say he caused an hours-long standoff after allegedly shooting his own mother. 59-year-old David Rebar Jr., according to state police, shot his mother in the arm after an argument around 10:30 Saturday morning. Mother was able to get help at a neighbor's home and eventually was transported to the hospital in stable condition. That's when police say Rebar barricaded himself inside of a home on Center Drive for almost 7 hours before finally surrendering Saturday afternoon around 5 o'clock. Rebar's in the Westmoreland County Jail facing charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. Well, former longtime mayor of West Homestead has died. John Dindak served as mayor of West Homestead for over 50 years, from 1972 until his retirement in 2023. He also was a Navy veteran, serving during both World War II and the Korean War, and worked for U.S. Steel Homestead Works for more than 40 years. Dindak died on Thursday. He was 97 years old. KDK Radio News time is 9:31. Next updates at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine and some clouds and a high of 65 with a mainly clear sky and a chilly night tonight and a low of 41. The Memorial Day holiday looks rather nice tomorrow, less cool with sun much of the time and a high of 70. Before clouds return on Tuesday, watch for a spotty afternoon shower, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. It's that Memorial Day weekend, and I know what you're saying. We all have to sacrifice. I know that I'm not eating 4 hot dogs smothered in everything anymore. But the great thing about Dr. Bridget Shufo, this is a live it plan, not diet, because there's that word die in there. And nobody wants to die thinking about, oh, my goodness, how can I live another day without being able to eat and live a quote unquote normal life? She can help you live that normal life by eating. It's portion controls, it's much more, because she's got a PhD. She's been doing this longer than anybody you hear, read, or see about, over 4 decades. And I've spent over 3 decades with her. And yes, she has got success story after success story, and she loves targeting holidays. So how does one on your program, or soon to be on your program, not just navigate Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, weddings, baby showers, graduation parties? So, Doc, do your stuff.
You're speaking my language.
You're great
Let's
at
go
this.
out and be social.
You're great.
Everybody, what can you eat for the holidays? What can you eat in the summer? First of all, fruit is like gigantic, of course, in the summer. Fruits and vegetables, unlimited non-starchy vegetables. So you could make a broccoli salad. You can have green beans. You can have asparagus, cauliflower, regular cauliflower, and riced cauliflower. You can have, any of the zucchini. Good zucchini in the summer. You can have all of that. All of that. And unlimited. Unlimited. And fruit. Fruit's great. Now, that cannot be unlimited. Why, you ask, Rob Pratt? Because it's God's sugar. So, God put a lot of sugar into fruit so we would enjoy it, so we would get energy from it. So you want to stick to about 2 to 3 portions of fruit in a day. And that can be very difficult because you know what else is a fruit? Tomatoes. So we'll be talking more about that the end of July, August, when the tomato season comes about. And then unlimited protein. That means you can have 50 hamburgers without the bun. Today, tomorrow. Oh, what did you say? 170? Okay, have 70 hamburgers. You can put mustard on it. You can put mayonnaise on it. What you want to do is stay away from the ketchup. Ketchup is about 3/4 of a jar of sugar.
But because of you, I found something at Coons Market that I never knew existed. There is ketchup without sugar.
And the key one is Primal Kitchen. Ketchup.
Let me write that down.
Primal Kitchen. They make a great barbecue sauce, so you can put barbecue sauce on anything and enjoy it. And you know what else? Mayonnaise with horseradish. Mix that together. And that's another great dip. And that's another great thing you can put on your hot dogs are allowed. No bun. Hot dogs, no bun. Hamburgers, no bun. Ribs, of course, on a platter. But with this Primal Kitchen, barbecue sauce and and ketchup.
Here's what we need to do, you and I.
Yes, sir.
We need to meet at Ingomar, Coons Market, where your wonderful son, Max, does such a great job. And we need to do some videos promoting these products. I'm going to pick this Primal Kitchen up. Hopefully they have it. I didn't even know it existed.
Exactly. And the other thing is Egg Life wraps. Are you aware of that, everybody? Egg Life wraps, they're made from, they're your bread, they're your tortilla shell, but it's made from egg whites. Egg Life wraps. Where are they found? They're found where the eggs are. They come in 6 flavors. Let me see if I can remember them all, which I probably can't. Regular, Southwestern, herbs, Italian, I'm forgetting the 5th one, and the 6th one is cinnamon. So you can put like berries. One of the better ways to do it is put like blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, roll it up, tuck the 2 ends together, stick it in the oven for about a half an hour. You have a fruit crepe. Put a little bit more cinnamon on it. There's your dessert. And not only will you eat it, you will find that people are eating it. What I do is I brown the tortilla shells in a skillet, and then I do it. You can put turkey in there. You can put lettuce. You can put tomatoes. You can put all of this and make a sandwich. And you're not getting the bread, the starches, but you're getting eggs, so higher in protein as well.
How much is this psychological? Because you with a PhD.
Me? You're asking me?
Well, you're a
99.999% has to start above the neck. Everything starts above the neck in life. Our attitude starts in life above the neck. So you go in and say, okay, here, with the special going on today, okay, I'm going to do this for 6 weeks. I can do anything for 6 weeks. I can stand on my head for 6 weeks. I'm going to do this. I am going to do this from now till the 4th of July, and I am going to feel so much better, so much different. You heard Lori. It affects the way you move. It affects your clothes. It affects you going up and down hills, going up and down steps. It affects your self-esteem, self-worth, self-value. And once that's improved, you got the world by the tail.
I don't know. You must be channeling my mother or something. She had an uncle, Uncle Eddie, who lived in Vegas, and he would come to visit us from time to time. And after dinner every night, never got married, he was single, he would always stand on his head for an hour. And my mother would say, she goes, he'd been doing that his entire life. Just let him stand on his head. And he lived to be like 95 years old. I'll never forget when he passed, she said, we should have all been standing on our head after dinner. But that's just, when you said that, it took me right back to my living room and us all talking to my Uncle Eddie, who was so vibrant and an entertainer. And when he came into town, my sisters and I, we loved listening to him, and we would have to talk to him while he was standing on his head. Anyway, look, this woman is going to get the weight off you. It's Memorial Day. Don't mess around. Don't spend this summer being overweight, huffing and puffing on vacation, standing in behind the pack so you don't want to show your body in that group picture on the beach. Lose the weight, feel better. talking to somebody yesterday who's going to be calling you, who is an incredible human being. And I said, you know what? If you just lose 50 pounds, because right away they're like, I need to lose 100. I need to lose 150. 25, 50 pounds can change everything.
You start light. You start 1 pound at a time. I will motivate you with every cell of my being. You will come in. I'll give you it's so easy, everybody. I'll give you a sheet of paper. I'll say, if it's not on the sheet, don't eat. If it's not on the sheet, don't eat. It's structure, and we all need structure. We all need structure, and we need accountability. I think that's the big success of our program. I use normal everyday foods. I use supplements because weight loss and weight gain is a very complicated issue. It's not about just portion control. It's not about pushing yourself away from the table. It involves inflammation. It involves good fats versus bad fat. It involves emotional cravings. It involves, this is a low sugar program. And what are sugars? SADs, which is a SHUFOism, starches, alcohol, dairy, sweets. But we're all human, so we're all going to, I had a little bite of this, which I call BLTs, bites, licks, taste, and swigs. Bites, licks, taste, and swigs. It was only this big.
Listen, I just figured something out after 35 years plus knowing you. This is why you're so successful. Because she's got the sheepskin, as we say. She went to Duke. She went to New York University, Duquesne, our beloved Catholic University here in Pittsburgh. Bachelor's in nursing, that PhD. When you sit and talk to people, you talk to them about their foods, their likes, who they are, and you build a program. And if somebody likes hamburgers, you just remove the bread so they don't feel cheated. And that's why they win, and you win more times than not, because you basically build a program by talking to them and using their own thoughts to have a pattern of success because of what they like, just trimming away some of the fat, with all due respect.
Some of the sugar, mostly, because I don't think it's the fat that's the issue anymore. We used to say that. I think now we know it's the sugars. It's the sugars that get in our body. Cancer cells love to breed in sugar. They love that.
You have said that it's as addictive as heroin, sugar.
Oh, I compare sugar to heroin all the time. You can't just have a little, because then you need more, then you need more, then you need more. And so it gets in your system, I want a little bit more. What they say in AA programs is one drink's not enough, one drink's too many. So same with sugar.
Listen, this Memorial Day special today, you do not want to miss it. Normally close to $900 online, close to $600 today. She's going to give it to you for $4.99. Wait till you hear what this program has to offer. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
6 weeks, Memorial Day to the 4th of July, 4 supplements, counseling, and we'll get 10 to 20 pounds off of you, and you will start feeling like a different person. Those first 10 pounds truly make a big difference. They really do.
Don't put this off. 1-800-900-THIN. You can carve out a few minutes right now as we go to break. Leave your name and number. She'll get back to you. She'll sit down, talk to you, learn what your likes and dislikes are, and build a program for you that will be to your liking and will be successful. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Beds are us. When dreams sunk in, beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
Beds are us. When dreams sunk in, beds are us.
This is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Back in the 90s, I left my job as director of golf at Nevillewood to run a new golf course in Virginia. After that course opened, I was fired. I'd uprooted my family, and at 46, I was unemployed. My wife's brother offered me work at his biotech company in North Carolina to help get us through that time. Sunday nights, I took a Greyhound bus south and spent the week mopping floors, cleaning toilets, and filing. I came home on Friday wondering what I was going to do with my life. A friend encouraged me to consider the finance business. In a classroom of kids less than half my age at Duquesne University, I studied for my certified financial planner designation. It was humbling, but in time, with hard work and the encouragement of my wife Barb, I became successful in my life's new chapter. The day my children and I opened the doors to our family business was one of the best of my life. Most overnight successes take a long time. Mine certainly did. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, don't forget that special $4.99 1-800-900-THIN Memorial Day special won't last long. 1-800-900-THIN. We'll recap it in a moment. But you know, summer is also a time to get out and mingle and have fun. And when you're young, and we were growing up, it's what you did. But today, this video game stage and world that we live in, and computers and smartphones, if you have a teenager who is getting ready to get out of school for the summer, you're probably concerned if they're going to get out of the house. And many of them don't, because of the childhood obesity problem that we have in America. Dr. Bridget Shufo is going to give them the opportunity to feel good again, get confidence again, but more importantly, get healthy early so they don't pay the price later. This is a massive problem in our country. Dr. Shufo.
I want to talk about this because lately parents have become more aware of all of this. And I have had a surge of young teens coming into my office. And I cannot tell you how well they are doing. I really, really mean that. And when you watch them get on that scale, and I said yesterday, Yvette, oh my gosh, you lost 5 pounds. You lost 5 pounds this week. Do you realize how great that? She got off the scale. So happy. Just as no words, just a smile from ear to ear. Another gal is in the South Hills, 15 years old. She does every activity you can imagine at school. I don't know how she has time to be on the honor roll, but she is. And wow, her friends were all the skinny minis. And she felt like the big girl, even though she wasn't obese. She had 20 pounds on her that just made her very depressed. And she's in my office now, just about to go away. The difference in attitude is amazing, and their self-esteem. These are our kids, and they're young, and I work with them. So parents, grandparents, if you're hearing this and you have a grandchild or a daughter or son, and you know that they're not happy. I said to one of the moms this week, I said, what do you see as the biggest difference? She said, we years ago would love to go shopping and get my daughter new clothes for the start of the year or for the summer. And it was a fun experience. And then it wasn't, because then the weight came on, and then the tears came on when trying on clothes, and then the anger was always directed at the mom, and just meanness coming from the teenagers because they hated who they were. And she said, now, oh my gosh, it's back again. We actually have fun shopping. We have a good time going out as a mother-daughter venture. And she said, life is so much different with her feeling good about who she is. And I work around the kids. You know, I work with what they're able to eat at school. I work around the supplements, when and how they're able to take them. So no, nothing is off limits, and I deal with normal everyday activities. So if you've got one of the kids, one of the grandkids who you'd really like to see make a difference, this is a perfect time to do it because it's very affordable, and you can do it for 6 weeks, and there we go, and we can make that first step. And how do you eat an elephant? You chunk it off one chunk at a time.
I don't care what anybody says. It's a whole lot better to go in and not have to use the dressing room because you know exactly that it's going to fit when you get home.
And the smiles when it does fit, and you say, Mom, I think I need a smaller size. I mean, I just got chills saying that because...
Think about this. How many times did you actually go through maybe 4 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, just trying to get out the door in the morning?
Yeah.
And then finally, now, when you lay your clothes out the night before, you know that there's not going to be an issue holding you from getting out of the door.
And isn't that a great feeling? Or looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I look fat. Oh, I feel fat. Oh, this is ridiculous. And you start your day off like that. As opposed to what you just said, Rob, you know, going in your closet, picking out anything. You're in a hurry. Everything fits. You feel good. Bye. And life is different.
Listen, has given my life back so many lives to so many. I'm telling you right now, you cannot miss this opportunity. Please pick up the phone, make the call. I want you to feel good. I want you to roll into summer by taking a giant step into the future of your life. Thinner, happier, healthier, and guess what? Not worrying about those pounds coming back. So here is that Memorial Day special. She's going to give it to you, and then we'll give you some closing notes. But the thing that I want you to know, you'll get it done with Dr. Bridget Schufo. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
Memorial Day to 4th of July. I have 3 weddings in that period of time. Memorial Day to 4th of July. So imagine what it will be like when you're 10 to 20 pounds smaller for 4th of July. You can wear red, white, and blue and celebrate you. And it's 4 supplements, counseling, and we'll get you down. You'll come in, you'll get you'll get on the scale, you'll get the supplement. So how do you do that today? Leave me a message. I won't be in today or tomorrow, but leave me a message on Tuesday or possibly tomorrow. I'll call you back and we'll set up an appointment for you to come in. You'll come in. I'm in Wexford. And we'll get you started right away. The special, it really is about $800. And today's special online is $594. Today's special, because I was driving in and I thought, I'm going to make it a real Memorial Day and make it $499 for this.
All right, listen, I know this day means a lot to you. This weekend means a lot to you. This celebration means a lot to you. What can you tell me about the first time you met Ron? We got 1 minute.
First time I met him, I was 7. He was 12. He
right.
worked at my father's store in Beaver Falls, Valley Bargain Center. And of course, 7 to 12, you could care less. He said I would go into my dad's store and find the new Barbie doll and buy it.
Now, when did you reconnect?
We reconnected in 1988. I went out to California because my fiance had just died. And I went out just because as a family friend. And it was great. And 4 days later, I told him we were going to get married. He said, why do you love me? And I said, no, but that'll come. We have great chemistry. In 28 years, we had a great marriage.
He was the best. And you got a great family, no doubt about it. We will always keep Ron Schufo in our hearts. Dr. Bridget Schufo, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
The proceeding was paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose.